Hey, what is going on guys, it's Distrion here and welcome back to another China phone review. Now today we're going to have a look at the Blackview Ultra A6 from coolicool.com. So this phone claims to be an iPhone clone, but there are many differences and today we'll check it out. So this phone retails on coolicool for something like $110, so very cheap, and today we'll check out if it's worth the money. So if you're interested in this phone, I will leave a link to the seller down below in the description. And also don't forget to check out chinadevices.com, which brings you the latest news about China phones. Alright guys, so now let's get started and let's have a look at the Blackview Ultra A6. Now first of all, let's check out the specs of the phone. So for $110 you get a 4.7 inch HD screen, which should be an IPS screen, we'll later see if it's true, and quad-core SoC, so the MTK6582, running at 1.3 GHz. It's the M version. The back camera should have 30 megapixel, but yeah, I'm not sure if this is true. And the front camera 5 megapixels. You will later see a quality test. It supports microSD cards up to 32 GB. It comes with 1 GB of RAM plus 8 GB of ROM, torch, dual SIM, GPS and HGPS, black screen navigation, which is in my opinion a very nice feature because it's actually acoustic navigation. It comes with MTK's hot nod feature, FM radio, music player, and also a lot of frequencies are supported, so just check out the link down below and make sure if you want to buy the smartphone that the frequencies of the smartphone are supported by your provider. Okay guys, so that's it, and now let's have a look at the smartphone and what we can find inside of the box. Now even though the Blackview is a very cheap smartphone, it comes with many accessories. I was really surprised, so let's have a look at this. First of all, here we have the charger, and I have already seen the charger on a lot of China phones, like Doogee has the same charger. Here we can see the European power socket connector for my country, USB port, and here at the backside we can see it's rated with 1 amp at 5 volts, so it's a 5 watt charger. Looks pretty solid, but you can get it with a lot of China phones. Then it also comes with a transparent silicone protection case. And you cannot use original iPhone 6 cases because the dimensions are not the same, as you will see later. And yeah, you have to use this one or just get an universal case. Also, it supports OTG, so it comes with an OTG cable. Here you can see the adapter cable, so you can connect here a USB drive, gamepad, or whatever you want to the micro USB port of your smartphone, and it will work. Now here you can see the micro USB cable to charge the smartphone or to connect it to the computer. It's about 1 meter long. And I really like that this clone comes with a normal micro USB port, because there are a lot of problems with those fake Apple Lightning ports. They usually break down very easy. Then here it also comes with a headset, and this one here comes with in-ear speakers. They look pretty nice, look like really nice quality. It's a full headset, so there's a microphone included, as you can see right over here, and also here the remote control with the Blackview logo, and a 3.5mm connected to your smartphone. Now this here is a screen protector, but this is just a very cheap plastic screen protector, but there's also a tempered glass screen protector included, as you will see just in a couple of minutes. Here you can see we have the Blackview Quick Start Guide. Now if you don't know how to turn on a smartphone, yeah, check it out, but you probably won't need it. Very easy to use. You can remove the back cover on this one, and yeah, we'll also do that. But let me show you what you also get as a little gift. And this is why I said I was very surprised, because for $110 there are also some accessories here in this bag. Yeah, it just feels like Christmas, and this red center bag here comes with the Blackview logo. And if you have a look at this, it also comes with an ultra thin tempered glass screen protector. And those screen protectors are not that cheap, so you can get them for many models on Amazon for something like $15, so I was really surprised that it's included within the price of $110. Now inside of the package here we have the screen protector in this protection bag here, and also a pack of wipes. So we have here wet wipes and dry wipes, and in the wet wipes package you can basically find an alcohol pad, so you can wipe the screen off and then you can dry it and then apply the screen protector. And if you have a look at this tempered glass screen protector, you can see it's not too thick, so I guess something like 0.4 0.6 millimeters, and yeah, very stiff and gives you pretty good protection. I've also tested some on my channel, so you can check this out if you want to. Now also included is such an USB cable. And yeah, it's very long, so about 1.5 meters, and it looks very strange. So the connector here is really big, and I just found out that you can open it up. So it's basically an adapter cable. So you can use if you want to choose the micro USB connector or the lightning connector. But yeah, this is really strange because this smartphone only has a micro USB port and not a lightning port. And I have no idea why this cable is included, but yeah, it's nice to have because my father also has an iPhone, and yeah, I will just give it to him to use it with his BlackBerry and his iPhone. So pretty nice idea. Then also included is something which I've never seen before. It's called Bagu or Bagu. And yeah, this is something like a protection bag for your smartphone, also for some accessories. Pretty cool that all those things are included within the price of $110. And this is something which I really like. Free gifts are always nice. But now let's have a look at the phone and let's see if it's also worth the money. So let's go, guys. For now, let's have a look at the smartphone from the outside, and I want to quickly show you the differences to an iPhone 6. And if you have a look at the smartphone from the front side, it really looks like an iPhone, just at the first look. Because if you have a look at the sensors here at the top, you can see it looks completely different. So there are two sensors. We have your light and proximity sensor, and you can definitely see this looks different. And yeah, except of this, it looks kinda nice. Also here at the bottom, if you have a look at this, we have the home button, which really looks like Touch ID, but no, this is just a normal home button with the silver ring around it, but no fingerprint sensor, so this is just a cheap, normal home button. But except of this, it really looks like an iPhone 6 at the first look, but doesn't reflect Apple's build quality in any way. If you have a look here at the backside, you can see Blackview, smartphone for everyone, yeah, because it's damn cheap, only $100 to $110. Also here at the top we have a rear touch button, and this is pretty useful because you can use it, for instance, as a shutter for the camera, or just scroll between the pages on the home screen. Also regarding the camera, here we have the back camera, in the middle the back microphone, and also here the LED flash, which is not that strong, but it's okay. Then the back cover here is not made out of metal, so the back cover is just plastic. And also here those fake antennas here are just plastic covers. Then here you can see the power button, and also the volume rockers are placed on the left and the right side. But yeah, I would say let's have a closer look on the smartphone from the side, because then you can see how it looks compared to an iPhone 6 or to an iPhone 6 Plus, so let's go. So here's just a quick comparison between the Blackview Ultra. Here in the middle you can see it's much thicker than the other phones here. On the right side we have a 1-to-1 iPhone 6 clone just from the dimensions, but it's just a cheap clone. And on the left side an iPhone 6 Plus clone. And you can see the Blackview Ultra is much thicker than both phones. So you can see that it looks a little bit strange because actually the back cover has exactly the same size like here the iPhone 6 on the right side. But then you can see the display comes out about 3mm, and yeah, this looks very strange. In my opinion, the design looks very awful, but yeah, they had to change something because they didn't want to produce a 1-to-1 copy, and this is also good because 1-to-1 copies are bad because of legal rights. And that's exactly the reason why you cannot use iPhone 6 covers, because they won't fit. The dimensions are different, and yeah, it's much thicker as you can see, but the buttons should be on the same spot. Now let's have a look here at the smartphone from the inside. You can easily remove the back cover here with your fingers, and if you have a look at the back cover from the inside, you can see here the back touch button, so the rear touch panel. And here you can see some golden contacts, so those contacts just touch the corresponding golden contacts on the main board. Now that's it. Now here you can see we can remove the battery, Blackview Ultra, and let's have a look here at the slots. So here on the right side we have an SD card slot up to 32GB, so micro SD. Here's SIM card slot 2, which is a micro SIM card slot, and SIM card slot 1 is a big SIM card slot, so it's a dual SIM, dual standby device, and here you can see the golden contacts for the rear touch panel. Now let's remove the battery, so we can easily remove it with our finger, and there we go. And yeah, the battery should have 2200 mAh, and as we can see right over here, it's a lithium polymer battery pack, 3.7 volts, and the capacity is 2200 mAh. And yeah, it's pretty heavy, so I think the capacity is true. But I will later also tell you something about the battery lifetime. Here we can see Blackview Model Ultra, 2 IMEIs because it's a dual SIM phone, and yeah, basically that all the things. Build quality, okay, a lot of plastic, yeah, because it's a $100 phone. So you pay what you get for, and you get a lot of plastic, guys. Now yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, so I will now reattach everything, And then we'll start it up and let's have a look on how this baby performs. So there we go. Now there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I have two Ultra A6 devices here. One is running the iOS theme, one is running Android, so stock Android with the stock launcher. And I will give away one to you guys after this review. So let's have a look at the first one. Now the left one here comes with an iOS 8 theme. And yeah, because it's an iPhone lookalike, it also comes with some iOS theme. But yeah, it looks really awful. It's very hard to find anything here in the settings. So I would definitely recommend to switch back to the normal Android, so to the normal launcher, and you can do this here in the settings. So here at the bottom on the left side you can see iOS. And if you switch this here to off, then the phone reboots and you have the normal Android look. Also you can go back to iOS. Here on the right side you see iOS 2. So just switch it on, it will reboot and you will get the iOS skin. But in my opinion, this iOS skin is very awful. And I would definitely go with the normal Android version. So you can switch between the software versions. Both are working very fine, very smooth. Also the iOS theme here doesn't consume much RAM, so you still have more than 50% of the RAM left. But we'll have a look here at the Android version, so the stock Android version. And let's just have a look here at the settings to check out the features. Now under About the phone we can see it is running Android 4.4.2 KitKat. This is definitely KitKat and not some spoofed version. And also this phone comes with an update feature. So here on the top you can see wireless update. But don't expect an Lollipop update because they are just focused on the new 64-bit generation to update to Lollipop. But the older 6582 devices probably won't get a Lollipop update. Now here in the settings at the top we have O-Touch. So this is the rear touch panel feature, and this is pretty cool because you can use it in the camera as a shutter or to open up the camera or something, and you can also use it in the launcher to switch between the pages. Here we have SIM management because it's a dual SIM phone. We also have here Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi signal is pretty good on the device, so let's have a look at this. I'm now as always in the cellar. Home network almost full, so pretty good Wi-Fi signal on this device here. Nothing to complain about. So let's go back. Also Bluetooth perfectly working. And this device supports HotNod. So many 6582 devices right now support HotNod. And this is MediaTek's NFC. So it's not compatible with NFC, but it works perfectly well with other HotNod devices. And now let me give you a quick demonstration on what HotNod can do for you. So HotNod allows data exchange when the screen of a device touches another device's screen. And let's just try this here. So here on the right side we have this picture, and let's just try to send it to the other Blackview. And you just have to press here at the HotNod symbol and then touch the screen of the other device. You will hear a little beep or just some acoustic signal, and then you have to release. But as you can see, this doesn't work really good right now. So we have here connecting, and when you can see this for a longer time, it doesn't work. So you have to practice this a little bit. Timing matters for some reason. So it didn't work again, and yeah, in my opinion, NFC works better. And for instance, if you just use S-Beam, then you just have to tap on the screen and boom, there you go. You have the picture on the other device. Here you have to touch the other display, and yeah, for some reason, as you can see, that sometimes doesn't work very good. So let's give it another try. There we go, and let's release it. Okay, so I think it works now connecting because it will disconnect from Wi-Fi, so maybe it's some issue if you have Wi-Fi on. But yeah, I really don't know, so you have to practice it a little bit. But I think it's a pretty cool feature, it's pretty new, and I think in half a year or 1 year we'll have MTK's HotNod on every MTK device. And maybe it will also be compatible with some chips like NFC tags very soon. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so that was HotNod, and now let's go back to the device. There we are, back in the settings, and now let's quickly check out all the other features here. That was HotNod. We also have a data usage, SIM toolkit, and under more, all the default things you also have on a lot of other Android phones like tethering and mobile internet. Here we have storage, and this is really important. Now this is KitKat, and many KitKat devices come with 2 partitions. But this one here is pretty nice because it just comes with 1 partition, and you have about 5.3 gigabytes of usable space. And you can also extend it with SD cards up to 32 gigabytes. The battery stats here are not accurate. I haven't charged it to 100% to reset the counter. And what you can see here is that the gallery now drains the most power, probably because of HotNod. But we can also see here that the screen power consumption is only 10%. The viewing angles are good, also the colors, so it's definitely an IPS screen. Here we can see apps, so let's go to apps running in the background. And I'm pretty impressed because the memory consumption of the ROM here is pretty low. So we have here just 390 megabytes used with some apps running in the background. And we still have about 570 megabytes of free RAM. So maybe that's why it feels very smooth in the launcher. Also, if we go here to all apps, we can see that no Chinese apps are running here in the background. So that looks very clean. Alright, so I always touch at the wrong place. But yeah, let's go back here to the settings. Then as always, it's a multi-language ROM, so you can set the language here, same goes for the keyword language. And here we have the iOS switch, so if you just switch this here to on, the phone will reboot and you have the iOS theme, but I don't use it. Then here we have Smart Wake Up, and this is one of the phones where Smart Wake Up works pretty good, because for some reason it also adjusts here the screen sensitivity. And okay, I actually wanted to draw an E, but yeah, a C is also good. And it doesn't activate in my pocket, and on the iNew V8 I had a problem because it was very sensitive, but on this phone it works surprisingly good. So let's go back to the settings. That was Smart Wake Up, and the rest of the phone is basically the same you can find on every other Android phone, like accessibility, developer options, where you can also enable USB debugging mode to root the smartphone or just to, I don't know, use ADB on your computer. Alright, we are now back here on the home screen, so let's check out the Android status bar. As always here, notifications. Yeah, hot note is already on, so let's just clean this. And here we have quick access like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, data connection, so the usual stuff. Okay, then we can close this right over here. And I would say now let's have a look at all the important applications which we can find on the smartphone, like camera, browser and all the rest. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, you always should make sure that the smartphone is working in your country. So just check the frequencies which your provider is using with the frequencies which are supported by the phone. And it works perfectly well in my country. And let's just try to call some random number. You will maybe get a roaming warning, but you can disable that in the settings, and it will not cost you any money, so that roaming message is just bullshit. Then you can see the sensors are working. Here you can hear the speaker quality. Speaker quality is actually okay. Could be a bit louder because the speaker is at the bottom and I think it's just one single speaker, so not the best, but it's okay. Okay, so call quality is okay, signal definitely okay, and it's working in my country. Here we have contacts, as always, can be imported from Google accounts or whatever. Then let's have a look here at text messaging. So how does the screen feel? And I always test it here, and it should be a multi-touch screen. And yeah, it feels actually pretty good. So you can see typing on the screen feels good. And yeah, it feels a bit better on my Galaxy Note, for instance. But I think I get used to big smartphones. And 4.7 inch is now very small for me, so you really get used to this shit. Then here's the browser, and yeah, I was just checking out this new stuff here, so iMacWare i5, that's the next thing I will review. But let's have a look here at msn.com. And yeah, for instance here, browsing the web, works without a lag, works perfectly well on the device. And absolutely no issues here. And you will also later see a little bit of video playback. And as I've said before, the launcher feels very smooth on both themes. Also the iOS theme feels very smooth, and it feels very laggy on some iPhone clones. But here on the Blackview Ultra, it actually feels very smooth. So let's have a look here at the apps. We had a look at the browser, so the next thing in the row is the camera application. And I would say let's go quickly outside and let's do a quick camera test. So there we go. The first thing you will probably notice if you have a look at the camera is that the picture looks very dark in the preview. And yeah, I think there are some issues with the lighting, because if you focus on a dark area, it turns very bright for a short moment and then it turns back and it's very dark again. So you should adjust the exposure here. If you go to +1, then you can see it gets a bit better. But yeah, then the lighting once again very bright and then yeah, dark again. But let's just take some sample pictures and let's have a look at them, so how they look. And as always, I will put the sample pictures down below into the description. Then here we have the front facing camera, and yeah, it looks a bit zoomed in, so not that good wide angle, but the quality on the smartphone looks pretty good. As always, there will be a test video of the front camera just in 1 minute, and also some sample pictures which you can check out down below. Many effects right over here, so it's basically a modded camera application, but you can also install every camera application you want to, just like the Google camera application. Here we have the settings where you can also adjust the exposure. just to correct the lighting. Then here we have, for instance, the camera settings, and here we can see the picture size is 13 megapixels. But yeah, this is interpolated. Here we have, for instance, 4:3 mode. In full screen we just have 9.5 megapixels, and I guess the real value will be something like 8 megapixels. But it looks quite okay on the smartphone. Here we can take some photos, and let's see how they look in the oh, too much lighting. So the preview looks somehow dark, and the lighting in the photo then is okay. Now yeah, that's really strange. I will definitely try to use a different camera application, or maybe it's just, I don't know, some software issue. But the photos actually look okay, so that's too much lighting, so I would have to correct it again. Then here we have video mode, and this also works perfectly well, so you can record videos in HD. And there will also be a sample video just in a couple of seconds. Focus working perfectly nice, and yeah. So just this lighting issue looks a bit strange. Maybe this is because the flash is activated, which I just see right now, but that shouldn't matter. Okay guys, so now you will see a camera sample of the back camera and also of the front camera, and you will find some sample pictures down below in the description.
Now here is a quick back camera test, and the video quality on the smartphone itself looks okay. We'll later see how it looks on the computer. Tap autofocus is working, as you can see right over here. Okay, focusing is not too accurate, so you have to tap 2 times, sometimes 3 times in order to focus properly. Then, okay, now it starts to lag a bit, but yeah, it's okay now. Then yeah, it changes the lighting properly, that works pretty well. And yeah, I just had to put exposure onto +1 because the pictures and also videos were very dark at 0. And yeah, all in all, it looks okay, it's not laggy. But let's see how it looks on the computer, so let's go back guys. And here you can see a quick front camera test. So let's see if the focus is working in front camera video mode. No, it's not working, but we should have autofocus right over here. So let's see if this is working. There we go. I cannot see anything right now, but we'll later see it on the PC. And yeah, this is how the front camera on the Blackview looks like.
Unfortunately, the camera quality wasn't really good, so I was not really impressed, and it was blurry, the colors don't look that nice, but what do you expect from a $100 phone? Now also here at the bottom we have soft touch buttons, so we have a back and a menu button, because the home button actually acts as a real home button and force closes the application. Now that's it, that was the home button. We also have here some other apps, like all the Google apps pre-installed. You don't have to worry because it comes with all Google apps pre-installed, also with the Google Play Store. Then let's go here to the next page, so here you can see the Play Store. And this is definitely the latest version, so you can download everything you want to from the Play Store. Now I have just updated the YouTube application for the movie test, and yeah, you can download really everything you want to. That works perfectly fine on that smartphone here. So let's go back to the menu and let's check out the rest. And if you press the home button, you get back to the launcher. So when you want to go back, you have to use the back button. So here we can see Super SU, it's rooted. I've used iRoot, but I still have to replace the old Super SU. It also comes with some Chinese applications like QQ Messenger, WeChat. And yeah, here we have wireless update, so currently this should be the latest version, checking for updates. And yeah, as always, up to date. So I really cannot tell you if you will see an update for this device, but don't expect that there will be Lollipop because it's just a 6582 device and also a very cheap one. Okay guys, then now let me quickly show you the torch and also the rear touch button. So now here we can check out the LED flash. And yeah, it's okay, but it's not too bright. So if you just have a look at this, then you can see, yeah, it's not really bright. Then you can use it as a flashlight if it's very dark and you want to search something like your car key. But if you really want to take photos at night, then this is definitely too weak. But this is a problem on a lot of China phones. They usually have a very weak LED, and most of those LEDs are just usable to use them as a flashlight, but nothing more. The rear touch button is a nice feature. I've also seen that on the iNew V8, and I have to say, I personally don't use it. Because if you hold your smartphone here at the top, then you always scroll. And this can get really annoying. But yeah, it's pretty cool if you just watch out that you don't touch it accidentally. But I personally don't use it because I can scroll here too. And you can also use it in the camera application as a shutter just to trigger the camera. But also I don't need this in the camera application. So in my opinion the rear touch button is completely useless. But yeah, it's a nice feature and nice to have. Now before we go over to the benchmarks, let me quickly show you the GPS test. And we'll just use the GPS test application because a lot of people use this, and you can also compare the signal levels, and that's a pretty good way to check how good the signal quality is on this device here. Now this is GPS only, so no AGPS because 3G is deactivated, even though you can see the 3G logo. And you can see it takes very long to find a fix. So I have seen devices which can find a fix faster, but yeah, it definitely locks down, but it takes time. And also the signal level is not too good. With AGPS it should be better. But you will also see now a demonstration in my car, and I have to say I haven't had any problem in my car. So GPS navigation in my car was actually working pretty good. No lags, no jumps, and just see yourself, so let's go on the road. Just as I've told you, GPS working perfectly fine here in my car. Sorry it's a bit shaky because I was driving and filming at the same time, and guys, don't do this, this is dangerous. But yeah, I'm just doing this for science, you know. And I'm now filming here, so you can see this works perfectly well. And also it's pretty accurate, so we have here the curve, and it's also here on the display. And you see no jumps, no lags, and this works actually pretty nice on the smartphone. So GPS definitely working nice, and what you will see now is a movie test on YouTube, a speaker test, then some benchmarks, and after this you will hear my conclusion about the Blackview Ultra A6. So let's go. Now finally guys, we are at the end of this review of the Blackview Ultra A6. So all in all, in the benchmarks, it did pretty okay, but the gaming performance, yeah, it's the MTK 6582. It's not a really powerful SoC, but a very cheap one. If you really want to have power, check out the new 64-bit generation from MTK, which can score up to 40k in the new Antutu. So they are awesome. But yeah, those devices here are pretty cheap right now, $100 on coolicool as always. And for that price, I would say the performance is okay. I have no long-term test, but I've tested now for 2 days. And yeah, the performance was definitely okay, but the design is damn ugly in my opinion. And it doesn't really look like an iPhone, and yeah, it's way too thick. So it looks very strange in my opinion, but comes with a lot of accessories, also a case, many screen protectors, cables. And yeah, $100, definitely nice. Feel free to check it out on coolicool.com. They also have a YouTube channel, so you can also check it out. It's youtube.com/coolicool, I guess. And I will just post a link down below in the description. But also feel free to check out chinadevices.com, which brings you the latest news and tutorials about China phones. Just register, write a new thread, and I will try to reply as soon as possible. So thank you so much for watching guys, until the end now. And I hope I see you again in my next video. So have a nice day and bye bye.